Hey y'all, it's Mama Beth, and it's been a long time since I did a cooking video. And I am so excited to be back in my kitchen. And today I'm going to be doing something that I haven't done in a long time, and that's make fresh seafood. Well, as you know, we went on vacation, I guess, when was it, honey? About a month ago, month and a half?
Yes.
Yes. And my husband's sitting here beside me. As you know, he doesn't go on camera, but he will be telling us a little bit about what I'm fixing. Now, I'm going to be making it's Cajun blackened redfish, and it'll be served with cheese grits. And it's really cool because he actually caught the fish. As you can see, I am wearing one of my merchandise. It will be available on my website, MamaBethsWorld.com, and it says, "Only bitchin' in my kitchen is about me," and it's Mama Beth's World. And but we're gonna have some cool stuff on the website. I'm using my laptop because honestly, I can't find the charger to my camera that I would normally use. So we're using my laptop. I'm using Zoom. We're going to see how this works, and hopefully you'll be able to see everything that I'm doing. There's my Gatorade. And the recipe will be available on all the recipes are available on the website and also in the description on YouTube. And you can always find my recipes in the section on MamaBethsWorld.com. And always remember, like and sub, okay? Hit that like button, and make sure you go and check out the website. There's lots of cool stuff to find and do, and it's an easy way to find my recipes and other videos. Because some of my videos have nothing to do with it. Everything to do with bitching in the kitchen. But, all right, so we're going to start out. We're going to put our spices together, and let me read them out to you. As you know, keep my phone can handy. I've got 4 redfish fillets. I'm going to explain how I prepared those in just a second. I've got a half a cup of high heat oil. Now, I've got canola oil. That's what I prefer. And I use it in my cast iron skillet. I just re-seasoned my skillet because it looked like it had gotten a couple drops of water on it. I don't know how, I'm not exactly sure, but it's always better to re-season a skillet than, it doesn't take that long. And I've got a video on how to properly season, your cast iron. So check that out. 4 tablespoons of paprika, 4 tablespoons garlic powder, 3 teaspoons salt, 2 teaspoons black pepper, 3 teaspoons cayenne, 2 teaspoons thyme, and 2 teaspoons of oregano. So let's start getting that out. Let's see. Let me get my trusty measuring spoons. Still a little crowded here. Forgive me. I love my kitchen. Now it's done. I'm still getting used to having so much more room. So I'm just using Pyrex pot pan. We're not fancy here. We make do with what we've got. Here's the black pepper. We'll put 2 teaspoons. Let me get a teaspoon. And as always, you're going to be cooking along with me. I don't like those shows where they pop from one and then it's done. Sometimes I do that if I'm baking a pie or something like that. You're not going to want to sit here with me unless I'm talking about a specific topic, something that's going on, that day or that week. You're not going to sit for 40 minutes, or however long and hear me talk, then I might do that, but I would rather you cook with me. That way, if something happens, we can talk about it, because things happen, things screw up in the kitchen. We all have oopses. So that way, my husband's dog wrangling, if you hear anything, they're dying. They have eaten. You would think they've starved to death. But now this is my paprika, and I've got, let's see how much of it to put in, 4 tablespoons. Because remember, this is Cajun. This is going to be blackened. So we're going to put quite a bit of it. Come on, shake out, shake and shimmy. Shake and shimmy. There we go. That's a good rounded one. Another rounded 2. Let's see, 3. Woohoo! 3. Remember that, I did that. Okay, and one more. Yep, it is indeed 4. It's a lot of paprika. That's going to be awful good, though. Come on out. There we go. That's enough. All right. There's paprika. We put pepper in. Now we're going to put some cayenne. Y'all know I'm allergic to pepper, so guess what? Benadryl time for me. I will not be, I usually end up having to pick off the sides, the blackened parts. Marlot, go lay down. Marlot doesn't feel well. He's had a seizure and he's been babied. He had a seizure last night. And Brian has been a pain in the butt because, as usual, y'all know Brian thinks he's the center of attention. Let's see how much cayenne we got to do. Ooh, where is the cayenne? 3 teaspoons. Ooh, you can smell it. Brian thinks he's the big one. He's always got to be in the lap. He's got to get the most attention, and he's been a pain in the butt all day long. There's 3. All right, now what else are we lacking? Let's see, we did paprika. Let's get the garlic and the oregano. Open that for me, honey, please. While I'm getting this one. It's always handy to have him in here. Let's see how much garlic we need. 4 tablespoons. Now, I'm a garlic lover. Garlic's so good for you, too. So, I've always liked garlic and things. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Got that. And what else are we lacking? Feel something over there. Thyme. Oh. Thank you. There's the oregano. It said, can you get that? You're going to have to get that off of there. I need 2 teaspoons. Can you pop it off? Here, let me get it with the edge of the spoon. That'd probably be easiest. I hate when they put these on here because I'm always measuring it. I never shake things unless I'm just willy-nilly putting it on. I'm going to break a nail. Unless I'm willy-nilly putting it on like the top of lasagna or something like that. So I don't see why they need to shake it. Ah, there we go. All right. 2 teaspoons of oregano. 1, 2. And do you have a look? Thank you. And then my thyme, 2 teaspoons of this. As you can see, I go through my spices quite often, so a lot of these are new. And I always pull the new one out, it seems, so I have to break it open. So 2 of these, 2 of thyme, 1, 2. All right, there we go with that. I'm going to start handing you these to get them out of my way, baby. Thank you, honey. And then let's put our salt in. How much salt do they call for? 3 teaspoons. Now, I may need some of those back because I will use them for grits. You know, I use garlic and salt. Or some will keep the salt over here. And, honey, just give me back the garlic, if you will. Thank you. And let's see, we've got oregano, thyme, cayenne, black pepper, salt, garlic powder, paprika, and I think that's all of it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to mix this up. And I just get my trusty whisk. We're going to be making grits here in a little while, so you're going to need a whisk anyway. Now, in your pie pan, mix it up good. Make sure that your spices are evenly distributed. If you don't, you're going to have a mess. Some parts of your fish are going to taste a little more of this and a little more of that. And you're going to have some salty parts and some peppery parts and some paprika parts. So parts is parts is parts. So just mix it all up. All right. So here we go. Now, while I'm doing this, and I've got to heat the pan up. Honey, why don't you sit down there for a minute and tell us what you caught these fish on. Tell us how you caught the fish.
We were fishing in Georgetown, South Carolina for red drum and specifically. And you're only allowed to keep up to 2 a person in a slot limit of 18 to 23 inches. and we were lucky enough to catch our limit that day. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
And we caught them on blue crab. And what you do is you get in an area where there's tall grass and a little bit of the ocean coming through that grass, and you can attract those fish in with crabs that are actually non-virgins, or they're actually
What?
non-virgins. I mean,
You mean like slutty
yeah,
crabs?
slutty crabs.
How do you know if a crab's a virgin or not? How do you tell? I'm almost afraid to ask. We may have to make this adults.
These crabs are actually red on the bottom. If
They're red bottom crabs. They're Louboutin crabs.
Yeah. So if the crab hasn't had sex yet before, it will not be red on the bottom, and that's a true story.
Red bottom crabs. Oh
so
my
these
Lord.
crabs, these red bottom crabs, these redfish love these things. So if you catch any blue crabs with the red bottoms on them, throw them in there on your line, and it attracts these redfish right in there.
Oh my Lord.
And that's how we attracted them.
How do you know? You have bought me how many pair of Christian Louboutin red bottom high heels? Because I'm shooting that before RA got me to wear them. Now I'm like, and now I still wear the flat ones. But he's never told me this before. Oh Lord, that is funny.
And anyway, yeah, these redfish will eat those blue crabs like that, and you can actually tell by the pigment or color in their tail if what they are eating at the time when you catch the first one.
Wait, when you catch the first fish, you can tell what they're eating?
Yes, like they'll have a reddish tint if they're eating shrimp, and they'll have a bluish tint, or like a bluish tint if they're eating the crab.
Oh Lord, they're going to go. Hey boys, hey, you're going to have to go grab them. Okay, what I'm doing at the moment, I don't know if you saw, I'm turning this freshly seasoned cast iron skillets all the way up. I want hot, because what I'm going to do is I've got in this bowl, I've got a stick of butter, and it's melted. Actually, it's not quite melted. I gotta heat it up a little bit. Make sure I got the right eye on this. No, of course I don't. But let me melt that butter a little bit. I'm going to dip the fish in. Yeah, I know, honey. It's heating up. Watch this. Yeah, it's going to be hot. You're going to put, a good amount, and you're going to want this. This is why we use canola oil or peanut oil, and because you're going to cook these fish at high rate. So you got your butter here, and my butter got a little hardened because it's cool in my kitchen here, which is amazing because I like it. It's cooling down because I was sweating this summer cooking. Y'all know how it was. It's hot this summer. All right, come on. When you're waiting for anything to boil or melt, butter to melt, now I'm just going to put these. See, I'm dredging it. Well, not dredging, I'm just dipping it in the butter, smearing some butter on it, because these fish, all right, what I did was I slit each of the fillets, you can see it, slit each of the fillets right down the red part, okay? They filleted them when we got them, but they were double, okay? They'd taken all the bone out of them except for right down that middle red part. All I did was cut the red out and make sure that any part that's red usually will have a little bit of bone or a little bit of hardness, and take it out. Then you're going to dredge it in the spices. As you can see, I'm just going to cover that and booger up. Oh, that's going to be so good. Okay, now I'm going to drop it more. Just like that. Now you got to go kind of quick. These can take high heat, and they can take a good amount of cooking. So don't worry, you're going to put 2 to 4 minutes on each side. I'm going to start here in a second. You're going to see me start shaking this skillet and keeping it moving. I want the spices to cover every part of that fillet. My husband's got the plate out ready for me. Isn't he thoughtful? So you want crabs that are devirginized, and that's the best thing to catch on. Now you catch these not in the Gulf Stream, right? Because I noticed you all didn't go out into the Gulf Stream to catch these.
It's all inshore. Yeah, redfish are out in the ocean typically.
Right.
This time of year they're going back in the shallows to spawn.
Mm-hmm.
So
you better speak up. They ain't gonna be able to hear you, baby. So they're close.
You'll find them in the brackish waters in Georgetown and Winyah Bay is where we fish, and not in the ocean per se.
Yeah, he didn't have to go out to the Gulf Stream, but I tell you where we were in Hatteras, and we got to see all of the wicked tuna boats. We got to see them coming in, and it was absolutely gorgeous. If you get a chance to go to the Outer Banks, go to Emerald Isle, go down to Hatteras, and check those guys out, see what their boats look like, see what all they do. Let me get a towel.
Those boats on Wicked Tuna are actually in One Cheese, North Carolina, and Oregon Inlet.
Oregon Inlet, that's where we were. Right. Okay, now you're going to watch me here. Now, I like doing this with tongs. See, I just want to move them around. Look at that. Oh, is that pretty or is that pretty? Honey, will you lift the laptop up just a little bit so they can see a little bit better? No, just lift it up and bring it over here. Bring it over the thing. Yeah, look at that. There we go. Y'all see that? See how pretty that is? Let me lift one up. See how it's starting to blacken just a little bit? And they'll start to get flaky. I want it to get past the flaky part before I even think about flipping. Okay, you set it down, baby. Now, while I'm letting this cook, before I flip it, let me give you these, if I could. Oh, that's hot on the bottom. Keep the towel on it, that's hot. I don't know why it's hot. Because I don't have any of the eyes on. Now I'm going to start my grits. I'm going to use 3/4 cup of water. I'm going to start it boiling. Okay. I'm still learning where all my eyes are on here. I'm going to put that about medium. Now, there we go. That baby, see how it's nice and it's starting to get a little firm. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and use the spatula since I'm so close and I'm not at a good angle because, as you know, I sit on my rolly stool so I can cook longer and in more comfort since I've got, look at that blackened. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
These are big pieces of food.
They are beautiful. Now, see, I believe in flip it once and done. I don't like to turn burgers more than once. I don't like to turn steaks more than once unless you're working with a real thick fillet, like my bacon. If you haven't made my bacon wrapped filet mignon with the whiskey drip, oh my God, if you haven't eaten that, you don't know what's good. See how that is? It's nice. Look at that. And that's a perfect blackening. That is not burnt. That's your spices. Spices and butter. Oh, look at that. And if you want to make a roux to go with your grits, go ahead because this oil will do it if you want to make a roux. And I show you in some of my other videos how, I don't know, have I made a strip of grits? I don't think so. I need to, but save this grease if you want to make a roux, make shrimp and grits, anything like that, or any kind of seafood. Now, I'm going to pick. No, they're not quite ready. Oh, but they're flaky. About ready. I'm going to turn that down. So I had it on 8, so I'm going to turn it off. Let it finish cooking on its own. I need to wipe some of this oil off. I got oil everywhere. And then a white sweater too. Reach back here. Grab me my, I'll just get rid of this rag. Little dish towel. I never throw away dish towels. I've got my great grandmothers and my grandmothers. And I tell you what, the quartz was a good choice. Okay. Now, these are finishing up. Let me have that plate, baby. I'm going to go ahead. I think they're done. So,
make sure
they look good and done to me.
in the middle.
Oh, yeah. That one's flaking. And what I'm going to do is we're going to put them on there. And they'll drain a little bit. Look at that. That's good. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Don't drop. Oh, see? Look. Oh, see the flakiness? Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Like I said, it'll take about between 2 and 4 minutes on each side. And these are about a little over ½ inch thick. So you want to go by the thickness of your fish. Now I'm crisscrossing them. This is a little thicker. I'm going to leave that baby in there for just a minute. So, but you know what? I'm going to give you the plate to be safer. All right, now, when that gets to boiling, I'm going to put a little bit of salt in there. We'll make some cheese grits. If y'all haven't seen me make grits before, go watch my video. It's real easy. You'll hand me the cheese, sweetheart. Right over here. I have all my stuff here. It's just out of reach sometimes while I'm sitting down. That's all right. I'm fine on my wheelie stool. Now I'm gonna put mozzarella. I like mozzarella because I like a little stringiness to it, but I also like a little bite to it, and so does my husband. So we put a little bit of shredded cheddar in there too. I'm gonna cut it myself. Oh Lord. That's looking good. Now you can make blackened everything, but redfish is the best way to eat it from what everything I've read and different ways that we've tried it is blackened. Okay, and I like Cajun salt anyway. If anything, you know, I lived in Louisiana for a while, and you know, when I married my first husband, I got to where I really liked different blackened things, even though I didn't know at the time. Boy, I got stuff all over me. Even though I didn't know at the time I was allergic to peppers, and that gives me migraines. So I'd be like, what's going on? But if I take some allergy medication, I'm usually okay. So, come on. Let's see. Oh, we're flanking out. Oh, that's good. See, when you start pressing on it, and it's starting to it's getting, you know, giving back to you. See, look, that's beautiful. You calling that piece, aren't you, baby? Yeah. Oh, that's pretty. All right. See the pieces left in there? See if I can do this without dripping grease everywhere. See, that's just a big old flaky piece. All right. Now I'm going to let that cool down while I work on my grits. Now I've got salt in the water. What I'm going to do, let's see. These are just quick grits, Kroger. Everybody sponsors me, so I'm buying the regular quick grits. If you don't make grits often, buy the quick grits. You can make them slow if you're going to be cooking grits all day long. If you work at a Waffle House, you know they make grits all day long, and they make the old-fashioned kind. And the way to do it is to just make them. Take your boiling water, and then as soon as it's boiling, good rolling boil, you put your grits in there and you stir it slow, and you add your butter and you let it go all day. And let me tell you, if you got a big old pot of grits, you don't have to keep making grits all day. You just keep adding water. They just keep thickening up. Ask anybody that's worked at any place that sells grits. Okay, now I put three cups of water in there. So, and I put my salt in, and got to put 3/4 of a cup Where's my measuring cups? I got 3/4 of a cup of grits in there. Here is my fourth, so I'll put 3 of these. And it's not quite boiling yet. Let me turn that sucker up. I'm still learning my new stove, and I love it. I love all my new appliances. I love the way my kitchen looks. It's cleaner and sleeker, and I hate green walls. And I'm so glad they're gone. We went with Sherwin-Williams. Sherwin-Williams Silver Point is the color, Silver Point, and it's this pale gray, and it covered so beautifully, and I love the chandelier, and everything is so sleek and bright, and we have new lighting, and and everything went with we had new track lighting that spotlights the chandelier over the dining room table, and everything has little touches of like red, burgundy, so it's exactly what I wanted. And the kitchen is the heart of the home. All right, it's boiling. I'm starting to roll and boil. Now you add your grits, little at a time. Remember, see, and when you add your grits, the water will stop boiling a little bit, so you gotta go slow. Remember, baby grits. It'll pay off. All right, it's warming back up. So you go. Never stir with a spoon. That's the secret. Stir with a whisk. And my husband, he never liked grits. You wouldn't eat grits when we first got together, remember?
Yep.
And now he loves them. I got him to eat them because he tried shrimp and grits. He's like, that's good. And then I got him to try cheese grits. He's like, that's all right. And he would make them for me when I didn't feel well. And that was about the only thing I could eat. I was eating soft foods after surgery. And he made them for me. And then he was like, shit, I'm eating them too. And now he is a bona fide Southern man, loving grits, just like everybody does. And we have them together in the mornings. Where's my whisk go? Where'd my whisk go? I have my little one. What'd I do with it? Well, I get my big one. All right, now you just start going through because you know they will stick. All right, where's my butter? There we go. Now, as these cook, I'm going to add my butter. This is going to make a good amount, so I'm going to put at least a third or a little bit more butter. My husband's not a huge butter fan. I like butter. He doesn't, but if you don't put butter in grits, they're not going to come out right. So I'm going to add my butter while it's boiling. And that'll also help once they get about done and I start adding the cheese to it, it'll help the cheese blend together. And because the mozzarella is going to be really nice and it's going to give that, that stringiness to it just enough. It'll be really, really creamy. And then the cheddar is going to give it a nice color. And just be the right texture to go with the fish. That's what you want. Now the fish are sitting there and they're staying warm because of course it's warm here. Honey, if you want to get the skillet for me, let's see, is it cooling off? Yeah, get another. Yes. You know what? I'll just go ahead and put it in the sink. I don't want you. We're just gonna. I don't want to transfer here. There we go. And I'm just gonna set this over here on the cutting board. Yeah, there we go. Now, one of the good things about cooking fish is anything you trim off, if you like stock, if you're going to make anything with stock like bisque or anything later, I will be making, you caught what? How much bluefish did you catch that one trip?
Probably 40.
You caught 45 pounds I have in the deep freeze. He went out and caught more than people that had like 8 people on their boat. You beat everybody that day. Oh, now it's bubbling good. I'm gonna cut the heat back a little bit on. There we go. And so I have got a lot of fish. One of the things that I like to do is make a really nice seafood bisque. I like lobster bisque. I like clam bisque. You know, crab bisque. But if you have like bluefish, if you have a really nice flaky fish that and you want to try something different with, I make a seafood bisque, and I'll throw in. We throw in crab. We'll throw in whatever we've got. Sometimes we'll just pick up some frozen crab, and I'll go ahead and peel it and throw that in too. But you have to make a stock first. Oh, that's going good. That's going good. It's thickening up. And as you can see into the pot, it's starting to get thick. And you want to use the whisk so you don't get any lumps. No lumps. And now let's put some cheese in there. That's about ready, I'd say. Just about. Let's do a little bit more. We're going to add some cheese. And remember, I always say, play with your food. So we're not going to measure. I'm just going to reach in and add a handful. Just like that. What do you say? About a half cup? Half a cup of mozzarella. We'll do about the same with our cheddar. And I try to keep things neat as I go along. Sometimes I don't do very well. But we always clean up in the end. About the same with your cheddar. Oh, that's so pretty. That's so pretty. All right, that there. We're just going to stir that in. Make it nice. Honey, you want to get me a bowl so I can pour this in and make it nice and presentable and show everybody how pretty it is. And it's got a nice light, it's not quite as orange as the cheddar is, but it's got a nice light buttery look to it. And it's going to be perfect with that beautiful fish that we just did. And it complements the blackened fish, redfish perfectly. And the recipe for the fish is will be in the description. And if you have any questions, you know, you can always email me. You know how to get in touch with me. I'm on Twitter at MamaBethsWorld1. You can email me at MamaBethsWorld@gmail.com, and go to my site, MamaBethsWorld.com, and you can always talk to me and you can find my recipes there. But let's pour it out. Well, you got a mixing bowl. He's a man. It's all right. We love him. He caught the fish. He can eat it in anything he wants, right? That's right. Never complain about a man that's good to you. Too many people have good men and don't appreciate them. And that's going to be my, you know, I always try to put a little moral, don't I, honey? In everything I do. You know what? He may have brought me a fish. He may have brought me a mixing bowl to put these beautiful grits in instead of a serving bowl. But you know what? They're going to taste the same. And he caught that fish and brought it home so I could cook it and we could have a healthy meal together. So, you know what? There are too many people that have partners and they don't take care of them. If you're in a relationship with someone who is helping you emotionally and loves you and helps pay your bills, you know, make sure that you have paper towels when you need it, puts the roll on right on the toilet paper, you know, puts it on the correct way, which is over, not behind, takes the trash out, you know, or if we're talking about a wife, if she remembers to put your socks in your drawer, you know, or you know, when you come home, you have a hot meal ready. Or even if she doesn't cook, if you're the one that cooks, at least she says, I love you every night. And I love you first thing in the morning, or ask you how your day is. If you've got someone in your life that loves you and cares about you, you best treat them right, because they're few and far between. You're not going to find, you know, a man or a woman on every street corner that's going to love you and love you right. So if you've got one, you better take care of them, or somebody else will. All right? Now, I love you. You love you. Check out all my sites. Say bye, honey.
Bye.
and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.